Hi, good morning. My name is JR and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to do complete bed bath. So we're going to be assisting a patient in bathing in the patient's bed. First and foremost, the first thing that we have to do is to make sure that your hands are clean and washed to avoid the spreading of the microorganisms and infection. And then you have to gather all the materials that you need, including the oral paraphernalia, which includes toothpaste, toothbrush, emesis basin, gloves, distilled water, mouthwash. For bathing, we have 12 clean cloth, 8 towels, new gown, flashing pitcher, soap, shampoo, bath thermometer. For offering the bed pan, we have the bell, the gloves, wipes, and the bed pan. We also have 2 small basins and 1 large basin. And that's it. After gathering the materials, you may now go to the patient's unit, knock on the door to show courtesy. Once you enter the room, you have to identify the patient by looking at the head part, side part, or foot part of the patient, or by simply checking the ID bracelet of the patient. After doing that, do not forget to greet the patient, tell the patient that the procedure you're gonna do, and then introduce yourself. Hi ma'am, good morning. My name is JR and today I'm going to be your caregiver. So today ma'am, my task is to assist you in bathing the bed. So this is going to be a long procedure, so please cooperate. Okay? Then after that, you may adjust the bed to its working level, and then you make sure that the room is well lighted and well ventilated. Okay? And then before you start doing the procedure, you have to check the contraindication of bathing, which is hypothermia. So hypothermia is low body temperature, so we have to check the temperature of the baby using the thermometer. Before we do this, before we use the thermometer, we have to clean it first using cotton ball soap in alcohol. There. Okay. Get 1 piece of cotton ball soap and alcohol, and then start from the tip of the thermometer, okay, and then move it in 1 rotary motion, and then discard in the trash binner, okay. And then ask the patient to put the tip of the thermometer under the axilla of the patient. Make sure that it won't touch the gowns or the linens for us to be able to get the accurate temperature. Okay, and then once it beeps, okay, once you get the temperature of the patient, you make sure that it's not going to be below 36.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, and then if assuming that the patient's temperature is okay, so we can proceed to the procedure. Before you put this pack in the receptacle, you have to clean it first using the cotton ball soap. Assuming it's cleaned already, put it back, put this in the proper place. And then after checking the temperature, we can now proceed to the procedure. And again, before doing that, we have to make sure that there is no anything that would interrupt the bathing procedure. So what we're going to do first is to do the oral care and then the offering the bed pan. Because imagine, while doing the procedure, the bathing procedure, if the patient feels like voiding, that would interrupt the procedure. So we're going to do that first before proceeding to the bathing procedure. So we're going to start with us doing the oral care. So in doing the oral care, we're going to be using this material. So we have our toothpaste, toothbrush, emesis basin, distilled water, gloves, and mouthwash. Okay? So we're going to make the patient seated on the bed in order for us to do the oral care. Okay, ma'am? I'm gonna help you to sit on the bed. First thing that you have to do is to move your head laterally when you look at that side. Okay, at the count of 3, I'm gonna help you to sit on the bed. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then get 1 large towel, apply it on the chest of the patient. This is to prevent the linen of the patient or the gown of the patient from getting soiled. Okay? And to promote the drainage. Okay? Ma'am, we're gonna brush your teeth, so we're gonna be applying small amount of toothpaste on the toothbrush of the patient, and then ask the patient if the patient wants to do it herself. Ma'am, would you like to do it yourself, or would you want to brush your teeth? Okay. And then after brushing the patient's teeth, give the distilled water to the patient. Gargle and spit. But before that, you have to wear your gloves, okay, to prevent or to protect yourself from getting contaminated. Because imagine you're going to be you're going to be exposed to the saliva of the patient. Okay? And then give the mouthwash to the patient. Gargle and spit. Put everything in the proper place. Get a piece of clean cloth and then give it to the patient. Ma'am, would you like to wipe your mouth, or would you want me to do it yourself? Okay. And then get the used cloth and the large towel. I'm going to be removing this now. Do not jerk or shake the towel to avoid spreading of microorganisms and infection, and then put this in the laundry hamper nearby. So after doing the oral care, we're now going to be offering the bedpan. But before that, we have to ask the patient first, ma'am, do you feel like voiding? Assuming that the patient said yes, so the patient feels like voiding, I'm gonna put you back on your lying position. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, in offering the bedpan, we're gonna be using the bedpan, the bell, the wipes, and the gloves. Okay. Okay, ma'am. So, I'm gonna get a large towel. Okay. Do not jerk or shake the towel to avoid spreading the microorganisms. Okay, ma'am. This is actually to protect the bed from getting soiled. Okay. So, we're going to unfold. And then we're going to be asking the patient to lift the patient's buttocks. At the count of 3, ma'am, can you lift your buttocks? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we're going to be offering now the bedpan to the patient. At the count of 3, ma'am, please lift your buttocks. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to be giving the wipes and the bell to the patient. Of course, with the trash bin beside the patient. So, ma'am, you can void now and use these wipes after voiding. You may ring the bell after the procedure. This is an indication that the patient is done voiding already. So we have to leave the patient alone. We have to close the privacy curtain. Okay, and once you're done, you may ring the bell. I'm going to leave you now. Then while waiting for the patient to be finished with the procedure, we can wear our gloves. Okay, we have to respond promptly to the patient, assuming that the gloves are worn properly. Alright. So open the privacy curtain. Open the privacy curtain. Alright. And then get the bedpan. At the count of 3, ma'am, I'm gonna get the bedpan. 1, 2, 3. Okay, put this beside the bed first. And then we also have to remove the use large towel. At the count of 3, I'm gonna pull this one. Lift your buttocks. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Do not jerk or shake the towel to avoid spreading of the microorganisms and infection. Put this in the laundry hamper nearby. And then make sure to throw the urine of the patient in the toilet bowl. Okay? Make sure to flush it to avoid spreading of microorganisms and infection. Okay? Make sure this is going to be cleansed properly and put this back in the proper place. And then we're gonna be removing our gloves. Put this in the trash bin nearby. Then we're gonna be washing our hands. Okay? So after offering the bedpan, we can now proceed to bathing the patient. Okay, so in bathing the patient, we have to remove first the top sheet of the patient. So in removing, we're gonna be placing the bath. The bath blanket will serve as the privacy sheet of the patient, so the patient's body is not gonna be exposed. Okay? So we're gonna put this at the mid part, the center part of the body of the patient. So unfold. Unfold again. And then we're gonna be asking the patient to hold this part of the bath blanket. Okay. And then, we're gonna pull the top sheet and the bath blanket together. So we can remove the top sheet from the patient. Okay? If this is not sold that much yet, we can place it at the foot part of the bed if we're still gonna be using it. But if it's already soiled, we can replace this and then put this in the laundry hamper nearby. Assuming that this is not soiled much yet, so we can place it at the foot part of the bed, okay? And have it used again by the patient after bathing the patient. Okay? So after removing that, we're now gonna be undressing the patient. In undressing the patient, we have one principle. We have to make sure that we undress first the unaffected side of the patient, and then followed by the affected side. Okay? So, we're going to be undressing the patient now. Before undressing the unaffected part, we have to make sure that we untie first the gown of the patient, the back of the patient. So, we're going to bend. Let's ask the patient to bend the patient's knees. And then, side rails up and lock. At the count of 3, ma'am, we're going to lug your roll towards that side. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna untie the gown of the patient. Okay? And then ask the patient to lug roll back to this side. At the count of 3, ma'am, lug roll to this side. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And now we're gonna be undressing the patient. We're gonna start again with the unaffected side. And then followed by affected side. Okay? So once we're down, use gown, do not jerk or shake the gown to avoid spreading of microorganisms and infection. Put this in the laundry hamper nearby. Okay? So the patient now is naked. We can now start bathing the patient. Okay? In bathing the patient, we have to remove the pillow. I'm going to be removing the pillow. 1, 2, 3. Why do we put this back in the proper place? And then put this in any part of the room that's safe and clean. Okay. And then we're gonna start cleaning the hair of the patient first. In cleaning the head, we're gonna be using one large towel. Okay. One clean cloth, shampoo, and then we're gonna be using the Kelly pad. Let's get it later. So let's apply this first. At the count of 3, ma'am, can you lift your head, please? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we're gonna get the Kelly pad. Side. Where's the Kelly pad? So the Kelly pad will serve as the funnel. So this will funnel the water that's going to be used to clean the hair of the patient towards the large face. So at the count of 3, ma'am, I'm gonna, yeah, please raise your head. Or lift your head. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then, we're gonna be getting that. So place it at the end part of the kelly pad. Okay. And then we're gonna wet the hair of the patient using the flushing pitcher, of course with water. Make sure that the water is warm. Okay. So after wetting the hair of the patient, we're now gonna be getting the shampoo. By the way, make sure that you use the pink cloth, okay, and then put it, cover the eyes of the patient to make sure that the water won't get inside the eyes of the patient. Okay, and then put a little amount of shampoo, and then lather on the hair of the patient. Lather on the hair of the patient, gently massage. And then of course, we're gonna get another amount of water in the warm water in the flushing pitcher, and then rinse it. Okay. So after rinsing, we're now gonna be removing the clean cloth or the used cloth, and then put this in the laundry hamper nearby. And then also we're gonna be removing the the kelly pad. At the count of 3, ma'am, please raise your head. I'm gonna get this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Make sure it's placed in the proper place. And then we're gonna be patting dry the hair of the patient using the towel. Okay. And then we're gonna be covering the hair of the patient for the hair of the patient to be dry.
Hair treatment.
Okay. So after cleaning the hair of the patient, we're now going to be proceeding in cleaning the upper extremities of the patient. So in cleaning the body of the patient, we also have one principle. Okay, we have to make sure that we're only going to be exposing the part of the body of the patient that's being cleaned. Okay, but since we're going to start with the upper extremities, we're going to be exposing first, okay, the right upper extremity of the patient. Okay, so in cleaning the right upper extremity, we're going to be using one large towel. So we're going to apply it, and we're going to put this underneath the right upper extremity of the patient. Okay, and then we're going to put water in our small basins. So this one is for soaping, this one is for rinsing. Okay, so put soap in the first small basin, and then we're going to be getting 2 small clean cloth. Put this in the first basin, put the other one in the second basin. So let's start cleaning the upper extremity of the patient. Okay, so we're going to make a mitt on our hands, and then tap, make sure that there's no loose ends, and then we're gonna clean the upper extremity of the patient. We're gonna start with the arm, forearm, hand, and the armpit. On the other side, arm, forearm, head, and the armpit. Okay, and then put this back in the first basin, and then we're gonna be rinsing it now. Make a mitt on our hand. Okay, wrap it around our hand, then tap. And then knees from the arm, forearm, head, and the armpit. On the other side, arm, forearm, head, and the armpit. Okay? And then put this back in the second small basin. So after doing that, we also have to clean the fingernails of the patient using the orange wood stick. So we have the orange wood stick. Okay? So we're going to be cleaning the fingernails of the patient. Okay. And then after cleaning, we're gonna be rinsing it as well. rinse the hands of the patient. Okay? And then, pat dry using the towel. Okay? And then, after doing that, after cleaning the upper extremity of the patient, or right upper extremity, we're going to be proceeding to cleaning the left upper extremity of the patient. And put this back, or put this in the laundry hamper nearby. So we're going to be getting another large towel, assuming that this is done. So we're done cleaning the left upper extremity. So we're going to be proceeding now to cleaning the lower extremities of the patient. So after cleaning, we have to make sure that we're going to be covering it. Okay? And then, proceeding to cleaning the lower extremity of the patient. Again, we're going to be exposing the part of the body of the patient that we're going to be cleaning. Okay? We're going to get another large towel. Put this underneath the lower extremity of the patient. And then, do the same procedure. By the way, we have to replace the water. So put this in the laundry hamper nearby. And then get another small amount of water. Or water, make sure that it's warm. Okay? So this is for soaping. Again, put soap. And then get another 2 pieces again of clean cloth. Put this one in the second basin, put this one in the first basin. So in cleaning the lower extremities, we have to make a mitt on our hand, wrap the cloth around our hand, tuck, make sure there's no loose ends, and then clean the thigh, the leg, the foot, and the groin. The other side, the thigh, the leg, the foot, and the groin. Okay? And then, we're gonna rinse it. Make a bit on our hand again. Wrap it around our hand. Tuck. Make sure there's no loose ends. And then, rinse the thigh, the leg, the foot, and the groin. Okay? The other side, the thigh, the leg, the foot, and the groin. Okay? Put this back in the second small basin. And now we're going to be cleaning the fingernails, foot. So using the orange wood stick. Can you put this on? So clean the nails of the patient underneath. Right. So after cleaning, we're gonna wash it as well. We're gonna rinse it. Right. So after cleaning the right lower extremity, we're gonna proceed in cleaning the left lower extremity, but before that we have to pat this one dry using the large towel. Okay, and then remove it, put this in the laundry hamper nearby. Assuming that we're done cleaning the left lower extremity already, we're gonna proceed in cleaning the body of the patient. Okay, in doing that, we're gonna be using large towel. So put this in the center of the patient. Okay. So we're gonna be cleaning the neck, the chest, the abdomen, and the symphysis pubis of the patient. Okay. So in doing that, we have to replace the water again. Put the used cloth in the laundry hamper nearby. Together, put this back in the proper place, and then replace the water, make sure it's warm. And then, get another 2 pieces of cloth. Put this in the first basin, second basin. Put soap in the first basin, since this one is for soaping. And then we're going to start cleaning the neck of the patient. So wrap, make a mitt on our head, wrap, tap, make sure there's no loose ends. And then we're gonna clean the neck of the patient in circular motion. So So every time that we clean the part that's being cleaned, we have to adjust the bath blanket. After cleaning, put this back in the first basin, and then we're gonna rinse it. After cleaning the head, make sure that take a bit on her head. Make sure there's no loose ends and then tap. Okay? And then move it, clean it, rinse it in a circular motion. Okay? And then put this back in the small basin. So after cleaning the neck, we're going to be cleaning the chest. So we have to adjust the bath blanket up to where the chest of the patient is going to be clean. So wrap again, or make a bit on her head, wrap the thin cloth around it, tap, make sure there's no loose ends. And then we're gonna clean the chest of the patient. If the female is patient, we're gonna be using the 8 pattern figure. So 8 pattern figure. Get it? 8 pattern figure. But if the patient is male, we're gonna be cleaning it in circular motion only. Since the patient is female, we're gonna be using the 8 pattern figure. Right? And then put this back in the first piece. And then we're gonna rinse it, make a mist on our head. Wrap it, and then make sure there's no loose ends. And then adjust the bath blanket so we can clean the abdomen and the symphysis of the patient. Okay? So we're gonna clean it, move it in circular motion. Okay. Make sure that the body of the patient is not gonna be exposed. And then put this back in the second small basin. Okay. So after cleaning the body of the patient, we're gonna pat dry the body of the patient. Okay. So after patting dry, we're now going to be removing the towel, but before that we have to put back the bath blanket. Okay? Remove the towel, make sure that you don't jerk or shake it to avoid spreading the microorganisms. And now we're going to be cleaning the genitalia of the patient. In cleaning the genitalia, we have to position the patient. So can you please stretch your legs, ma'am? And then bend it. Bend it. And then we're going to be making a diamond drape. In doing the diamond drape, we're going to be doing like this. Diamond drape. There. Diamond drape. And then we're going to be applying large towel. This is to protect the bed from getting soiled. Do not jerk or shake the towel to avoid spreading microorganisms and infection. Okay. And then we're going to be replacing. Okay, put this in the laundry hamper nearby. And then replace the water, make sure it's warm. Get 2 pieces of thin cloth again. And then put soap in the first basin. And then this time we're going to be asking the patient if the patient wants to clean the genitalia of the patient or the patient wants to do it for them. Wants us to do it for them. Okay. So this one is for soaping. Clean your genitalia.
Page care.
Okay, done. And then you may rinse it using this cloth. Make sure that you squeeze it. Okay. Then put this back in the second basic. Okay? So after cleaning the genitalia of the patient, we can now get the large towel. Do not jerk or shake it to avoid spreading microorganisms and infection. After cleaning the genitalia, we're now going to be cleaning the back of the patient and the buttocks. So in doing that, we have to side rails, up and lock, bend your knee, ma'am. At the count of 3, ma'am, I'm gonna let you roll towards that side. 1, 2, 3. And then expose the back and the buttocks of the patient. Replace this, put this in the laundry hamper nearby. Okay, and then we're gonna put another thin cloth in the first basin, in the second basin. Put soap in the first basin. This one is for soaking. And then we're gonna make a bit on our hand, wrap the thin cloth around it, tap, make sure that there's no loose ends, and then we're gonna be cleaning the back of the patient in circular motion until the buttocks. And then after cleaning, put this back in the first small basin, and then for rinsing, make a bit on our hand again, wrap it around our hand, tuck it, make sure that there's no loose ends, and then rinse it in circular motion again. After rinsing, okay, we have to, by the way, we have to apply large towel, okay, beside the back of the patient, okay, to avoid the bed from getting sore. So after cleaning the back of the patient and the buttocks, we have to wipe it, okay? And then we're gonna be asking the patient if the patient wants to put lotion on it or powder, okay? Mama, what would you like me to put on your back? Powder or lotion? Powder, okay? We have the powder, okay? Put this on the back of the patient. And then after doing that, okay, to make sure that the body of the patient, there's going to be a blood circulation in the patient's back. Okay, and to avoid pressure ulcer, we're going to be back rubbing the patient, or we're going to be doing back rubbing. So in doing the back rubbing, we have 4 types of back rubbing. Number 1 is effleurage. Number 2 is petrissage. Number 3 is tapoutment. Number 4 is hacking. Okay. So after doing the back rubbing, we can now remove the large towel, put this in the laundry hamper nearby, and then we're gonna cover the back of the patient using the large towel, and then we're gonna put ask the patient to go back to her original position. At the count of 3, ma'am, I'm gonna lag you roll towards the side. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then, since the patient's head is already dry, we can remove now the large towel. Do not jerk or shake the towel to avoid spreading of microorganisms and infection, and then put this in the laundry hamper nearby. Okay? And then we're gonna get the pillow, put it back on the bed. At the count of 3, ma'am, please raise your hand. I'm gonna put the pillow back. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now we're gonna be dressing the patient. So in dressing the patient, we also have one principle. Okay? In the principle of dressing the patient, we have to start from the affected side, then followed by unaffected side. Okay? Okay, so we have to untie the strings of the gown. Alright. So, ma'am, using your affected side, please put your arms in the hole of the gown of the patient, or the hole of the gown rather, and then followed by the unaffected side. Put your arms inside. Okay. And then, we're gonna be asking the patient to lag roll towards the side. Side raise up and lock. At, bend your knee. At the count of 3, ma'am, I'm gonna lag roll towards the side. To tie the strings at the back. Okay. So, assuming it's tied, so we're gonna be rolling back the patient to her original position. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then after doing that, you may now stretch your legs. We're gonna put back the top sheet since this is still clean and we can still use it. We're gonna be asking the patient to hold this part of the top sheet and then get the edge part of it to remove the bath blanket. Then pull them together so we can remove it. Do not jerk or shake the bath blanket to avoid spreading of the microorganisms and infection, and then put this in the laundry hamper nearby. Okay. So since we're done dressing the patient, okay, and bathing the patient, we can now clean everything. Okay, make sure that you put them back into proper places, and then ask the patient if there is anything else that we can do for the patient. Ma'am, we're done with the procedure. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Do you need anything else? Right. So after that, you may wash your hands, right, and then go back to your working unit. Report to your nursing supervisor that you are done with the procedure. That's it.